Okay, so good morning, afternoon, and evening, everyone. Today, let's solve a Leetcode question called case most element in a sorting matrix. So here we're given an n by n matrix where each row and column is sorted in ascending order, which means there are smaller values and choose the largest values. I want to return the case smallest element in this 2D matrix. Here is the restriction here. We have to find with memory capacity better than n, so there's no way for us to convert this 2D matrix into 1D matrix and then using sorting algorithm in Python. Now let's look at the examples here for an intuitive understanding. Well, in this first example, we have this 3 by 3 matrix. The first row is 1, 5, and 9. The second row is 10, 11, 13, and the final row is 12, 13, and 15. Obviously, the eighth smallest element is 13 because there are 7 elements that's less or equal than 13. And in this example, we only have single element in the matrix, which is minus 5. So the first smallest element is minus 5. Well, in this question, we can actually using the heap methods. So heap is a data structure where we will push the smallest elements ahead of all elements in an array. So the intuition in this question is traverse the 2D matrix, want to mark a cell value is negative for easy heap manipulations. Then want to push elements into the heap until its length equal to k. And finally, find the smallest new values. They want to pop the previous leading elements and replace these leading elements with newly added smaller values. Now let's look at some examples for better understanding. Well, in the first example, we have 1, 2 in the first row and 1, 3 in the second row. And we want to find the second smallest element in this 2D matrix. So first, we initialize heap and empty array. We'll push this element in negative form. So heap of this push will be minus 1. Then want to push this element in negative form. Since heap will push the smallest element before this minus 2 will appear before this minus 1. And now we have visited the first row and right the second row. But here's the question. For second row, we have this one which is smaller than this 2, right? And in heap, there's no way we can put minus 1 before this minus 2 because minus 1 is greater than minus 2. So in this case, we have to pop this minus 2 out before pushing this minus 1 into the heap. So after finishing the push pop operation, we'll get this minus 1, minus 1. And finally, we check, okay, this 3. The 3 is greater than this 1, right? So no need to push this 3 into the array. And finally, our resulting heap will be minus 1, minus 1. So we return the leading elements in negative form. The result will be 1. Now let's look at the second example here. The second example will inherit it from the example in the question, this 3 by 3 matrix and its smallest element. So this one is more straightforward because there's no need to do this push operation. So we just keep push from empty array. So first is minus 1, then minus 5, and all the way to the end till this 13, right? So 13 in negative form minus 13 will appear in the top of the array, and return the minus 4 and minus 13 will be 13 in the result. Now I finished the intuition and example. Let's dive into the actual code. But first, let's copy paste the intuitions all into code, so we can save more time and make less mistakes in writing this code. First, let's initialize the rows and columns of this matrix. So the rows equal to length of matrix, column length matrix with index 0, and initialize heap and empty array in Python. Now we want to traverse all rows and all columns in this 2D matrix, right? So we just use this nested for loop in Python and just change the initialization here. Now we want to mark the negative value for each cell in the 2D matrix, so we can make a convenient operation of the push pop elements in the heap. Now we found that the length of heap is smaller than k. This means we have to keep push the elements, right? So we just use the heap push operation. Want to push inside the heap and use the negative L. So push finish. Now, if there's possibility, we had to use the push pull operation. For example, in here we have 1 after the 2. So y is smaller than the 2, right? But the negative form of 1, which is -1, is greater than negative form is 2, is -2. So we find the negative value is greater than the leading element in the heap. Then we have to perform a heap push pop operation, right? To replace with smaller values. Now, let's do it here. And finally return the leading element in the heap, and we are done. However, the question here, since previously we marked the cell value as negative, all elements in the heap will be negative. So we want to get positive values, we have add additionally a minus sign before the hit. Now finish the coding part. Let's check if it really works. Okay, you see the time capacity memory usage is really efficient for this solution, and the coding and comments are really easy to understand. So if you found this video helpful, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.